executives of the opposition NDC and its members in the Madina constituency have taken substantive measures to appreciate the effort of their Member of Parliament, Francis Xavier Sosu. Outlining some of his accomplishments, the NDC constituency secretary for Madina, Razak Hussein, says the Member of Parliament has been instrumental in ensuring quality representation of the constituency.
This conference highlights the significant accomplishments of our honorable Member of Parliament since being sworn in into office Member of Parliament for the past 2 years, since being sworn exactly into office for the past 2 years, 2023. Exactly today, 7th January. In the spirit of transparency, accountability, in the spirit of transparency, accountability, over the period, and social justice. Our honorable Member of Parliament, over the period, working in and outside of Member of Parliament to provide, has been working in and outside of Parliament to provide an honest and quality parliamentary representation. With the support and quality parliamentary representation, constituency executives, with the support, branch executives, party, and the entire constituency executives, members, branch executives, and the entire party members at large. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the prime, Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, or role of an MP, the prime is lawmaking, work and enactments of an MP within the Parliament, and enactments all are aware within the Parliament. The foremost responsibility, as you all are aware, of an MP is lawmaking. The foremost responsibility, since being sworn into office, our MP has introduced 9 new, since being sworn into office, our MP has introduced 9 new private bills in Parliament.
Mr. Chai also expressed how proud they are to have Xavier Sosu as a Member of Parliament for the NDC. He therefore urged constituency executives to appreciate the work of their Member of Parliament.
You also have an MP who is living up to expectation. He has done so much, and as a result, as constituents, you have a lot to talk about. Eizu, this shows the preparedness of the party come 2024. We want you to highlight what your members of Parliament are doing, so that those within the constituency that are not privy to what the MP is doing will appreciate the good work of the Member of Parliament. And I believe what you have done today is a learning curve for all of us. In fact, it's going to be part of our training program, so that our various executives will also take this initiative, especially areas where we have members of Parliament, and then highlight those developmental projects that have been embarked upon.
It's obvious the greatest enemy of this nation is corruption. But looking at the way political parties fund their activities and campaigns, our view is that we are not going to fight corruption anytime soon. Those political business people who fund politicians end up hijacking the wealth of the nations. Politicians help us to fight this, because our nation is sinking too fast and we cannot continue in this direction. Those of you who gain political power must also not use it as a means to amass wealth for yourselves and your loved ones. You must exercise the perception, and you must exercise the perception that Ghanaian politicians go into office to steal from the public purse and not to do service to the nation. As agents of development, political parties must make sure they implement sound social and economic policies to improve upon the living conditions of citizens. Currently, our economy is facing many challenges for reasons best known to all. Ghanaians would like to see a paradigm shift which can impact the economy and lives. Whether we like it or not, it's one political party or the other that will lead to achieve this. It is therefore very imperative for parties seeking to be in government to also espouse your sound policy alternatives on national issues that will give hope to the people. It must not be criticism for criticism's sake, but constructive criticism that leads to our collective benefit as a nation.
We always want the enabling environment for us to operate. Government is government, and we as stakeholders, we always want to partner with government to promote the activities of the government and also to support the developmental agenda of the government as well. All we need is an enabling environment where structures are put in place, where things are done in a way to promote private people who are into business so that they can also contribute their quota to the national development. As well, our hard desire, or the hard desire of my group CEO, is to see many people employed. And so when these enabling things are put in place and more people come into the fray and begin to work along, we employ many people, then we are also contributing to the unemployment agenda in the country. So all we need is an enabling environment, support the private industry, and let us partner with the government and execute the agenda ahead of us.
In the life of journalists, as it brings blessings. At the Thanksgiving service organized by Adom Group, the GJA president urged journalists to make Thanksgiving a priority since it helps one to surmount all their predicaments.
All of us may know, David once said, he said, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go to the house of the Lord. And again, as a journalist, we believe that if we're able to cross over, if we're able to see a new year, it is all due to the glory and the grace of God. In Psalm 95, verses 2 and 3, you understand that it is let us come before him with thanksgiving and extol his name with praises and song. So we are here to extol him with thanksgiving and also to praise his holy name with what? With praises and song. And
Manager of Adom Group, who was present at the event, Reverend Joseph Opokwaje, expressed his gratitude to God for how far he has brought them.
It's an opportunity for us to thank God, show appreciation to God. It has been an annual affair that we always embark on. Our belief, like he always says, is to acknowledge God, know where you are coming from, so that God will lift you up. So as a company, that is one of our cardinal core things that we do, that we need to appreciate God, give him praise, give him thanks, and we ask for strength from him so that he can carry us far. So that is the motivation behind us at Akesie.
At a visit to the Perez Chapel by the National Democratic Congress as part of its Thanksgiving service, the founder and leader of the church, Archbishop Charles Ajinasari, is urging political parties to embrace all forms of unity, both within and out of the party. According to him, actions by the political parties reflect the kind of government they would be when they are entrusted with power.
As elected leaders, you have a responsibility to embrace all, irrespective of their disposition towards your election. The mantle of leadership requires you to reach out and close ranks, even with your competitors. As a public institution, political parties and the public rightly, political parties are public institutions, and the public rightly have interest in what happens internally. So your public conduct and statements reflect the kind of government you are in waiting for, or would be when you are entrusted with power. Because in opposition, you are a government in waiting. While as a church, we cannot prescribe to you what to say or what not to say, it is always important to appreciate the Ghanaian culture of decorum and circumspection, and being cautious of the unintended effects and meanings of your public pronouncements.
On his part, the chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asidun Ketia, expressed his gratitude to Archbishop Ajinasari, as well as how far the Lord has brought them.
I wish to express our sincerest thanks to Bishop for a very insightful sermon and an equally insightful statement after the sermon. We are here because the Lord has taken us through. And in all these processes, we did not suffer any significant accident that caused any life or injuries. And so, at the end of the exercise, we did not have any option than to go back and thank the Lord for what He has done to us.